Welcome everybody to episode 290 of the effing title. I'm Big Husky.
I'm Peter DeNutte.
Peter DeNutte. Stop, dude.
Hi.
We're back. I'm also now realizing that the pink and black aesthetic with the background that I made does not really work too well, and I don't care right now.
It kind of blends.
Yeah, everything blends in. I'll probably change it for the thumbnail a little bit, but we are fine. We're gonna do the podcast that we were originally gonna do when we decided to first come. When we first came back after doing the football stuff, but then things got a little hazy, and then we got into doing card game stuff, and now we're here. So,
our list changed. So
yeah, surprisingly enough, the list did change. But we are talking about our top 5 most anticipated movies of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And I say top 5, my list has 6 and then 2 honorable mentions. So, as always, we're just breaking all the rules here.
We could start with your honorable mentions because I don't have any. So
okay, so I got 2.
Yeah.
Simply just because I saw them and I was like, you know what? These aren't going to be great movies.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, but I'm excited nonetheless for them.
You know, that's like one of my friends, I was telling him, I right before we started, I was showing Husky, I just got this new Tron art for my wall, and Tron is like one of my favorite franchises. I love Tron Legacy. It's like my top comfort movie, right?
Yes.
It's not the best movie by any means. But like that's like one of my favorite movies, and someone's like, "That's one of your favorite movies?" I was like, "Absolutely." Actually, and like, he's like, I didn't like it. I'm like, "Did you watch it?" He's like, "I don't know. I watched a scene," and I was like, "I hate you."
Yeah, I gotta love that.
And so like, I don't know. It's all. I think at the end of the day, it's all very subjective. Like, look at the Oscars right now, and the Golden Globes. Like the movie, they had the Golden Globes, right? Yeah, the movie that won Best Picture is like this movie that everyone was like, it's not good. Like, what are we? And then like even like with the Oscar voting, like it came out that 4 of the people that voted for Best Picture didn't even see Dune 2.
Oh, good.
And that like they're like, we didn't like. One of them's like a couple of them are like, I didn't see the first one. Couldn't get through the first one. So we're not even. It's too confusing, so we didn't even watch the second one.
That's why. It's one
you're
of
like
those, that stuff irks me. That stuff irks me.
Because I think Dune was Best Picture last year.
I was gonna say we have watched Dune. I think we watched it separately. I don't think we watched it together.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Dune 2 yet, but I think you have.
Oh, I saw it. I saw it twice in theaters.
Yeah, you saw it in theaters. That's right. Because I didn't get to see it in theaters.
Yeah.
So I'm still waiting to see it just here. But I mean, it's one of those things. That's one of the ones that always annoys me is the people that do the whole, oh, well, it's so long, or it's this, that. And it's like the same people though that would sit down and binge watch an entire season of like How I Met Your Mother, or like an anime, or something. I mean, shit. We did this. So this isn't like hey, it's simple. We did 6 hours of Rebel Moon in one sitting. Like, we didn't break that shit up.
No, and that was a lot, but we did it.
We did it. We sat here, we did it, we enjoyed it. It's like, was it a little bit too long?
Did we take some breaks? Yeah, but...
Yeah, but at the same time, it was well worth it.
We're going to have to get you down here one weekend. It's probably going to have to be an overnight thing. There's a movie theater, Jordan's Furniture.
Okay.
Jordan, like the New England Jordan's Furniture.
Okay.
They have the biggest IMAX theater in New England.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's like an hour south of me, and it's they have this huge complex, this Jordan's Furniture complex, and it's the most like insane movie theater I've ever been in.
Okay.
There's there's AMC has their AMC they have this the Dolby Cinema. That's what it is.
Okay.
And it has like subs in your seats. It's like this huge sound experience. It's your whole part of it. And that's where I saw doing that, and that was awesome. But then this Jordan's one takes it dials it up to 11. It's
good.
I saw Interstellar there when I went and watched Interstellar recently for the 10-year anniversary, and I was tired at the end of it.
Oh shit! Really?
So would say we should at some point a movie we both want to see that's coming out.
Okay.
Even The Accountant, because The Accountant's going to play there.
Yes. 100%.
Go down there and do that because it will.
Okay.
Or the new one. It's like any action movie is like it's gonna like it rattles your bones.
Oh, good. So I'm gonna freak out. Good.
Because I went with my buddy who's a real curmudgeon, and he. So it's also I'm going off this tangent still, but it's
no, good. Send it. It's about movies.
You know, when you go to theaters, you reserve your seats. This is not a reserve your seat theater. So it's a 500 has 500 seats for one thing. That shows you how big it is.
Oh wow.
And so we went saw Interstellar, sold out. So we knew we were gonna have to you have to line up. So we got there an hour early, and he's like, "This is stupid. I can't believe you made us come wait in line." And then we got in there and we got our seats. He's like, at the end of the movie, he was like, "That was the best movie experience I've ever had. I'm glad we came in early."
That's awesome.
I completely, and he never admits it when he's like, he's like, "I was wrong. This was worth it."
It was funny because like when we went to Smitty's, we got there an hour early because I'm always that guy. I've always been that guy. It's hour early, and it was one of those things like when we were talking about doing it to go see it, and you were like, did you reserve your seats? Like, where'd you reserve your seats at? I'm sitting there like, what? No, I'm just gonna show up and buy my what? No. You know, and of course this time it was different. I haven't been there in a year, so it's like get down there and it's like, okay, on this monitor, pick your seats. It's like, whoa, they got those two.
Well, I'm glad we did get there early because that ended up being like a full theater too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, no, that sounds awesome. Definitely gonna have to plan that out.
Because I mean, tickets are only like $16, but it's a matter of just like getting down there and everything.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that sounds like it's one of those things like I haven't done anything like that in a long time either. Like the last time I've actually like gone out and did something like that, I wouldn't even say was when we went to the theater and everything. It was when I went and visited Rob, because I went and spent the weekend with him. You know, so but all right, so honorable mentions. I got two. I got two. So the first one's Mortal Kombat 2. Like I said, these aren't going to be great movies, but they're going to be.
Is it a sequel to
the most recent one? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it was fun. I watched it.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was for what it was. Could it have been better? Yes, it could have been better. Yeah. But for what it
could have been way worse. Absolutely.
So here's the thing. Shao Kahn is going to be in it.
Okay. I'm not familiar with characters in that.
Okay. Well, do you know who Johnny Cage is?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that's Carl Urban.
Okay. All right.
So, like, I want to see it for that. They're bringing back a lot of the characters from the first movie that they did. It's one of those things. Like I said, I thought it was a fun watch. Would I watch it again if I was bored and I turned the volume down? Yes, and I had it on my second monitor. Like, so that's my thing. Is it's like I'm excited to see it, but it's not like a massive like I said top 5.
They nailed the violence of it, though, for sure.
They definitely did.
It was gruesome.
And you could tell that they're trying, like, they did the kind of, the very, like, oh, this is going to be the beginning of a franchise. So we're setting the entire thing up. So for all of us who are sitting there, like, we're ready for this, and then it's not there, it's kind of one of those things that's, like, it's a little bit boring at points. But you got to remember that they're trying to set everything up, right?
I just had to look at when it came out, because I was like, when did it come out? It's 2021.
Yeah. And then the second one is Predator Badlands, which originally was on my top 5. I actually moved it off my top 5. So Predator Badlands is written by, I think, it's Dan Trachtenberg.
Oh, Michelle Trachtenberg?
I think maybe related? Not sure. Married to there. So it's another spin-off from the Predator series, and it's separate from his film Prey. So Dan Trachtenberg,
he did Prey.
He did 10 Cloverfield Lane, which was
awesome.
One of my favorite movies. Prey. He's doing an untitled Predator film, which isn't being announced or released or anything. He's doing one, and then they're doing this one called Badlands. And there's not a whole lot known about it, but what we do know is this. This is the premise. In the future, an alien transverses an alien wasteland while two sisters discover their horrifying past. And it has Ellie Fanning in it.
Oh, okay.
So it's gonna be. I think this. If it's anything like Prey, I'm all in, locked in. You know.
Also, he directed the pilot episodes for The Boys.
Oh, really?
So he did those first episodes, which is
Oh,
like,
then
and those
yeah,
were
like
like drew people in. He's making a TV adaptation of Waterworld.
oh,
I'm just reading. Yeah, I'm just looking at it right here now,
okay.
and
I can mess with
yeah.
that. I can mess with that. All right, yeah. But that's my two honorable mentions. Like I said, I didn't know if you had any. I did
Oh.
some just because.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So, do you want to go in with your five for your number five first? Or you want me to go with my number five? Like,
I'll go with my 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody 2.
Nobody 2, huh?
Yeah. Did you see
Okay.
Nobody?
Nope. That's why.
Oh.
Nobody 2.
Yeah.
Oh, it's that. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought this was like a series. I didn't think it was a.
Yeah. Bob Odenkirk, dude.
Yeah, I thought it
Bob,
was a. I thought it was a series.
it's a like very John Wick-esque
All right, let's see.
kind of movie, and it's
Suburban dad Hutch Mansell, a former lethal assassin, is pulled back into his violent past after thwarting a home invasion, setting off a chain of events that unravel secrets about his wife, Rebecca's past, and his own. Oh, okay.
so he is like, I forget what they called him.
Oh,
he was
Connie?
like
Okay, yeah, I'm all in.
he's like a cleaner, but he basically was like, the way he described it, he was like, he was an auditor. That's what it was. He's an auditor of like the 3-letter agencies. So like anytime anyone like did something bad or stepped out of line, he would go in and like kill them. Like he was like a government hitman to keep the government in line.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. But it's got Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, I'm seeing that right now. As I'm assuming that's
RZA,
probably his dad.
His dad.
Yeah.
And so he's in the movie Christopher Lloyd, he adopted Bob Odenkirk and RZA. So like his brother in the movie's RZA.
Oh, even better. Love it.
So, and it's just like he retired. He's living like this boring life. He was working for his father-in-law, and he's working with his brother-in-law, who like thought he was a loser and were just like mean to him. And like they didn't. And then like he just snaps one day and goes back to killing people. But like and it all makes kind of sense because like he got robbed and there was like this whole thing and yeah. But
okay.
So it's. The action's very good. It's very believable because he's like an older guy, but like he's not older, but like he's not like it's not like Taken where you see like 70-year-old Liam Neeson stumble through a fight. And they're like cool. Like this, it feels like everything has weight to it. It feels good. Like he got in a fight on a bus. Like the first fight he gets into, he fights like 5 guys.
I wonder if that's
like,
does he have a gun in the like any like or is it
later,
a knife?
Later on.
I was gonna say I've seen clips and like I said I thought it was a series. I didn't think it was a movie. I thought it was a series.
Oh, it pops up on my TikTok a lot.
Yeah, that's why I saw it. Yeah. Okay.
So,
interesting.
Yeah, no, it's a movie. That's worth watching if you can find that somewhere.
Yeah, because like I said, I thought it was a series, and I was like, okay, maybe one day I'll watch this. Watch it. I didn't know it was a movie.
Nope.
So
just an hour and a half, clean hour and a half.
Oh, solid then.
So, there's really I have it on number 5 because there's really not anything known about it. It comes out in August.
That's fair. And also, I mean, sequels to movies like this as well sometimes can be not the best, right? There's a sequel on our list that is kind of already shown if you're visually watching and listening to this. You can see the sequel that is I'm talking about right now. But all right,
it's a different director, so that's always kind of like a
okay.
But that's my number 5. Nobody 2. Bob Odenkirk.
I like it. So
really underrated.
My number 5 is a movie that you actually showed me.
Okay.
Yeah. It's Queen of the Ring.
Oh, I showed you that?
Yep,
okay.
You showed me that. You sent me it because of it being Amelia Bett Rickards, who was in Arrow. She was Felicity. Yep. So Queen of the Ring, in a time when pro wrestling for women was illegal all over the United States, a small town single mother embraces the danger as she dominates America's most masculine sport and becomes the first $1 million female athlete in history.
Wow.
It looks cool. It has some great actors in it, it looks like. Emily Rickards in it. There's some actual wrestlers that are in it. Jim Cornette is in it, so that's going to be hilarious seeing him in it. It follows Mildred Burke. That's the actual person that it's based off of. And yeah, she, from what I know, she was apparently, like the girl. Like she was the
Oh,
woman.
Walton Goggins.
Yep. There's another one as well. I can't. Let me look here real quick.
Josh Lucas.
Yeah, that's
He's
it.
always a
Josh
bad guy.
Lucas.
He's
Yep,
probably
there
a
you go.
bad guy in it.
No,
Always a bad guy.
he's the good guy. He's the one that books
Oh.
her. Yeah, he's the, like, at least
All right.
from the trailer, he's the one that's booking her to do like all the stuff in it. To like do all the different matches and stuff. Yeah, I mean it looks fantastic. In the 1930s, Burke wrestled over 200 men, but only lost to one of them. So,
Okay. And she's always been like in very good shape, but she is jacked.
she looks great in this. And so,
Yeah.
for everyone that doesn't know, the Accountant 2 is... So we have 3 trailers here, 3 movie posters here. I'm not going to say what they are in case you don't, we haven't gotten to them yet. But the middle one is The Accountant 2, and that was originally Queen of the Ring. And then I removed it because I know this was on both of our lists. So,
Yeah.
a little bit of a sneak peek of movies that are on our lists, if you can't tell from the background. That's my number 5, though, is Queen of the Ring. I just think it looks fantastic. She looks great, and I always loved her in Arrow and was hoping to see her eventually get a better, like, not a better
She's done
role,
a bunch
but
of, like Canadian stuff. Because I think she's Canadian. But like that, because I mean, like Arrow and all those CW shows were all like Canadian productions. So
yeah, no, she is British Columbia, Canada.
yeah, so it's always like, I wouldn't call it B tier, but there's always like,
Yeah, I mean, looking right here, it goes like a bunch of stuff when she was in Arrow, and it's like short film voice. But that's like, We Need to Talk, Autumn and the Black Jaguar, Calamity Jane, which was a Western. That has both her and Stephen Amell in it. Okay, I need to watch that. And then Queen of the Ring this year.
well, and Amel has his wrestling show, which I've yet to watch, but I think it's on Netflix now. So.
I've heard that it is good, and that he actually has like some wrestlers that like, no, I don't know if they're in the show, but that he talks with to make sure they get like it locked in, sort of thing.
Good, and they have Thorson or whatever his name is. Who's the son in from Vikings?
Oh yeah,
I can't remember his name, but he's the brother
Bjorn.
in that.
Yeah,
I watched the first episode; it was really good, and then I had like a trial to Stars, and I just never re-upped it. But now it's on something.
Okay.
So
all right,
that's a watch at some point. But
nice.
Queen of the Ring, number 2.
Yep.
Oh, number 5.
My number 5.
All right, my number 4. 28 years later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not on my list. Neither one of these have been on my list yet. But 28 Days Later was one that was, or years later, I was one I was highly considering to put on honorable mentions. I decided not to because I liked the premise of the movies. I didn't like the movies. But I'm also not a big horror like scare guy. So like,
Yeah. So,
but yeah,
that's fair. So he it's written by Alex Garland, who's got like a really good resume. Like he did Ex Machina.
Ooh, okay.
He Dread. The Carl Urban Judge Dredd remake.
Okay. All right.
Did you ever see that one?
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite superhero movies of all time.
I love when they take the hits of stuff and it like the slow-mo effect they do once they take it and how they sparkle effect or like light effect. I love that.
Gavin from Rooster Teeth did that.
Really?
He did the slow-mo in that movie.
Wow.
Slow-mo guys. That was one of the movies he worked on. But he also, he was the original 28 Days Later, which Kat and I rewatched because they released it on streaming again. They finally, because they got taken out of streaming jail, because there was nowhere you could watch it at all.
Oh shit! I'm also seeing something that I don't know if we fully knew about this movie. So I'll say at the end. I'll let you do your thing real quick with this, but
no, I don't know. We don't know too much about it, but it stars Aaron Taylor Johnson,
yeah, it does.
Jodie Comer, Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, Ralph Fiennes is in it. Also, what's his face is back in it as well.
He's back, but we don't know what his role is in it yet. Cillian Murphy. He's back.
So it says, right here, this is on Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of salt. Premise, it
Yeah.
says 28 years after the rage virus escaped to medical research laboratories, survivors have found ways to exist amidst the infected. One group lives on a small island connected to the mainland by a single, heavily defended causeway. When a father and his son leave the island on a mission into the dark heart of the mainland, they discover secrets, wonders, and horrors of the outside world.
So my thing is, in the other movies, 28 days, 28 months, 28 weeks.
Yeah, 28 weeks.
It takes place all in England, like because the rage virus got quarantined to just England. So I don't know what, like I'm like looking right now. It has Edvin riding in the movie.
So
And he's a Swedish NATO soldier assigned to the North Sea Patrol who finds himself in mainland Northeast England. So I don't know. It kind of seems like it's still just England, maybe.
I mean, maybe, because also here it says Jodie Comer as Isla, a pregnant woman who lives with her husband and son in a community on the tidal isle of Liston Farm, Northumberland.
Some English island, probably, right?
I do believe it is. Lindisfarne, I do believe, is the first place that the Vikings, or one of the first places that if I remember correctly, I'll be 1,000,000% wrong with this. But I do believe it's the first place that, or one of the first places that the Vikings,
Jack O'Connell as Sir
Viking
Jimmy.
raid on the monastery. Yeah, in 793, a Viking raid on Liston Farm caused. That's what. So in the TV show Vikings, you know how they go and get Athelstan from that church, and that's Liston
That was
Farm.
it?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Interesting.
maybe that's part of this Jack O'Connell, who's been in a ton of stuff. He's Sir Jimmy Crystal, leader of a cult who's a dark past. So there's some sort of cult existing in this one.
Okay, interesting.
So that's why it's also 4 for me, because that's another movie that they're probably not going to release too much about it until it comes out.
Well, so interesting thing here. So this comes out when? June? So this comes out in June.
Yep.
Okay. So on the wiki page, and like I said, take it with a grain of salt, it's wiki. It says that it was scheduled to be released. It was shot back to back with its sequel. 28 years later, The Bone Temple.
Okay. So
which was directed by the same team, and it has, all we know from this movie is it has Aaron Taylor Johnson and Jack O'Connell. Those are the only 2 names given, and it comes out at the beginning of 2026. Comes out January 16th, 2026.
Okay. So
and it's set to be the 4th.
We go so long from, I think with the second one came out in 2005.
I think it was 28 weeks. I think it was seriously 28 weeks later from the first one.
So, no, it's 2002, the original. 28 weeks was 2007. So, yeah, it's been almost 20 years. Right?
Yeah.
18 years. And then we get this, and then we immediately get a sequel. I'm fine for it. I'm happy.
I like when movies do this, they do the back-to-back, because then it allows them to keep the vibe, keep the actors in and locked in, and just run it.
They did it with the last 2 Matrix movies. Well, 2 and 3. And then they did it with Lord of the Rings.
They did it with Rebel Moon. They shot that back to back. Yeah. So when they do that, I think that's great. All right. So my number 8, really excited about it seems from the trailer, especially when did you know this? One thing I'll say before I get to my number 4. Did you know that in the trailer when they start doing the song, or not the song but the poem, the boots.
In 28 years?
Yeah, in 28 years later.
I'm not. I saw a trailer, but I don't remember.
Okay, so the first trailer released and it features the 1903 poem "Boots" by Rudyard Kipling, Mr. Kipling.
Kipling.
So the thing is that poem was a Boots imagines the repetitive thoughts of a British Army infantryman marching in South Africa during the Second Boer War. And apparently they actually use it still today in modern life when people go through a certain, training regimen. Basically they try to break them, and they just put it on repeat. Because all it is just we're foot slogging over Africa, foot slogging over Africa, boots, moving up and down again. There's no discharge in the war. 7, 6, 11, 5, 9, and then 20 mile a day, 4, 11, 16, 32 the day before, boots, 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 boots. So it's like, it's either they try to break them with it or something that they have them repeat to themselves so that they can't get broken. Like that sort of thing.
Okay. All right.
Apparently, when the trailer came out, there was actually people that got visceral, visceral response to it. Yeah. Because like when we're done with this, watch the trailer again and listen to it.
Yeah,
because it's loud. It's like it's not a subtle thing. Like it's.
I won't lie to you. I don't think about it. I don't think I watched the trailer. I think I just went, I'm not watching it.
The trailer looks sick for it. Right. So my number 4, I actually moved this up onto the list from not even being on the list. I completely forgot about this movie coming out. It's Sinners.
Is that the Michael B. Jordan one?
Yep.
This vampire one?
Yep. So trying to leave their troubled lives behind,
yeah.
twin brothers return to their hometown to start again, only to discover that an even greater evil is waiting to welcome them back. It's done by Ryan Coogler, is the director and producer of it. And it looks fantastic.
Yeah, Coogler. It's always like Coogler and Jordan are like the match made in heaven. You know, like Fruit. Have you seen Fruitvale Station?
It sounds familiar, but now
so that was their first movie together, and it is a heartbreaking movie. It's a whole thing. But Kat had been seeing TikTok clips about it, and so she threw it on, thinking it was like a good happy movie because she kept seeing happy clips from it, she like was she was like
crushed.
She cried, just absolutely sobbing over it.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now because it's Fruitvale Station, Creed, Black Panther, Creed 2, Home Run, Judas and Black Messiah, Space Jam New Legacy. He was a rewrite. He rewrote some stuff for that apparently. Then Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Creed 3, and now Sinners.
Did he do Creed 3?
He was a producer, so he wasn't the director, but he was the producer.
So I knew that one was a different one. I liked Creed 3 a lot, but
Michael B. Jordan plays both characters in the movie, the twin brothers. Haley Steinfeld is in it. Jack O'Connell is in it.
Okay, he's got like a really good show on MGM streaming right now too. It's like a World War II British paratroopers in Africa movie.
Oh shit!
Show. It's very good. But it's like everyone's like losing their mind. Not even over about like Michael B. Jordan, but it's the vampire Haley Steinfeld. Everyone's like,
oh yeah,
mommy.
Omar Miller's in it, and Delroy Lindo is also in it. It just looks fantastic. It's star-studded from top to bottom. It's a new twist on it as well that we haven't really seen. It feels like, which I thought was really kind of cool looking. So, yeah, I'm all for it. I can't wait. This comes out in April. I'm
Coogler.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. That's my 4.
Oh, Omar. Yes, I know who that is. I had to look him. I was looking him up because I was like, yeah, that guy's great.
Oh, Omar and the second one, the other what was the last one I said? Delroy Lindo. As soon as you see the picture of them,
yeah.
You know who they are by that, less their names. Like I said, fantastic looking cast. Story looks intriguing, and like I said, it looks different than what we normally get for like a vampire movie. So I'm always one for taking those things and twisting them a bit.
A Jim Crow period piece vampire movie.
Yeah,
some people hate the sound of that, but I'm like, I'm all for it.
Yeah, send it.
It's shot in IMAX film. Look at that. All right, my number 3. Be counting 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Number 3, which, so I went bowling last night. My buddy came back and stayed. He lives in Connecticut, so he stayed over. I played him the trailer for The Accountant 2, and he's like, "Oh, I just finally saw The Accountant the other day," and he was like, "It was all right." I'm like, "How dare you?"
Yeah. How dare you?
That's another one of my like favorite like comfort movies. I've seen it so many times. I always say this is I should say this out loud on here, but autistic Ben Affleck is the best Ben Affleck.
I mean, you're not wrong though. It's one of his best roles. I think genuinely.
Yeah. And like, a lot of people might find problems with his like whatever. It's not accurate, this or that, but it's like, um, we have J.K. Simmons is back, but he gets killed in the trailer. Spoiler, I guess. I don't know, but so. And then, I mean, John Bernthal. Seems like he's going to be a much bigger role in this one. So like,
so the little description I got was Christian Wolf, who is Ben Affleck's character, applies his brilliant mind and illegal methods to reconstruct the unsolved puzzle of a Treasury chief's murder. So I mean, like, it's that simple. I mean, there's a scene in it where like he's fully top to like head down, just gunned up, ready to rock and roll. John Bernthal is top up, ready to rock and roll. And then, like, the ending of the trailer for the last, like, 20 seconds is them just everything. And it's like,
my buddy's like, oh, were they holding their guns sideways? I'm like, shut up. You were in the army, but you weren't in that kind of the army.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm sold. Yeah. Agreed, 100%. Yep, that is a top 5, but I'm not telling you where mine is. But my number 3.
My number 3, so.
My number 3 is... not the accountant. So my number 3 is where I'm cheating. But it makes sense why I'm cheating once I said it. Because I started thinking about it, I was like, I can't put these two separately. I just can't. It's Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon. I can't put them separately.
Okay, I like that. That's fine. Yeah.
It's
because they're kids movies. They're kids movies at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, they're kids movies, but also the other thing is it's like we've already seen them.
Yeah.
Right. They're like it's not anything. They're not changing it up or anything. They're not completely rewriting the entire thing. At least we hope they're not. And it's one of those things like I even if it's not a top 5 movie for someone, I feel like the majority of people will agree that those are movies. One of them is a movie they want to see this year.
I think people will be. I don't know the reception, but I would imagine people are more excited than this than The Lion King. Did you know they made another Lion King movie, another live action?
The Mufasa one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where it goes, they're talking about Mufasa's past and how he met Scar and how they're
I never saw
brothers.
a single trailer for it, and when I was at that movie theater I was talking about, the next week they were starting Mufasa, and I was like, Mufasa?
Like, I saw a trailer for it a while ago. I saw it and I went, interesting premise, but I genuinely, it's not a thing that I like, and I hate to say it like this, don't care.
Don't care.
Like I didn't need a backstory on Scar. Like, you could tell.
You're just like, oh, why is Scar an asshole? Because he's an asshole.
You can infer from a lot of it, and it's like it's one of those things where it's like Scar was supposed to become the next ruler, but then instead something happens, and now Mufasa is, and that's why Scar is always kind of a little bit, kind of douchey to him, and like a little bit sly with his remarks and stuff like that. It's because he was supposed to be where Mufasa is, and it's like you can just kind of assume that from the way that they interact in the first movie. So,
he's always was like, he should be king. It's always been like that.
So
vibe.
like, I don't need to see a full movie.
The remake was not bad. It was like almost like a shot for shot remake, which like some people might want, but I'm like, I don't know, give it new life. But then like, who knows what they'll do with this? Well, Stitch looks pretty cool.
Stitch looks cool.
I saw the trailer for How
to Train Your Dragon.
Yes, I was like, what is it called again? I mean, I loved the movie, but like, I think a lot of it was like, Jay Baruchel was like the perfect voice for it.
Yes.
I do like that they got Gerard Butler to come back to play the same character.
I love that Toothless looks the exact same. Just the only difference is they went more into detail with the dragon. That's it. Like, if you look at them side by side, they're the exact same thing, but as soon as it gets to that close-up shot, then you see, like, you can actually see the scales. You can actually see, like, they actually, like, fully fleshed out the eye. Like, it's those little things to me, and that's what makes it exciting, is it's like, I don't care that it's a full one-to-one remake. I genuinely don't care. It's the fact that they're making it look realistic.
I have a weird one. I wonder how they're going to do him losing his leg thing.
Yeah, great question.
Because that's like, in animation, you kind of get away with like a lot of like tricks with that, but like, I don't know how you're going to do that live action. But
yeah,
because that's a big plot point, is him not having a leg. So
I mean, and my thing is this: is like, it's with like Lion King, as you said about that, like, it's like we kind of, a lot of us have said like, why do we need a remake of Lion King in live action? I think we said that with a lot of these Disney ones, and it's one of those things that I started thinking about. I actually have an idea as why they're doing it, and it's smart. It is also evil. which is on point for Disney. Because think about it, right? When the first movies came out, they were around when we were kids.
Yeah.
Now, theoretically, in quotations, we have kids.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now it's like, oh, well, what's Lion King, Dad? Hold up. We're going to watch the original one first.
I made this funny joke. One of my dad's employees was texting me the other day, and he sent me something, and I was like, oh. And he had like a picture of his son, and I was like, oh, I asked my dad to take a picture of me like that too, and then he just responds, you're 33, you should be married and own a house.
Yeah, see, it's like, but like that's the thing, it's like, it's a smart thing though, it's smart marketing really, because it's like, you think about it like this, right? It's like, do you still own Lion King?
Yes.
I hate you. So most people would say no. I
have a big VHS.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I do too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know, I know, I have a VHS of Nightmare Before Christmas at my parents' house. So, yeah, no,
I've been actually I took a little break, but I have hundreds of VHSs. I was collecting VHSs like over the last year.
That's awesome.
So
yeah, so like most people, like they would have to rebuy the original version. They will show it to the kids. Obviously, the animation still holds up really well. The movie still holds up really well. They now get excited. Now they go see the new one. And I wouldn't be surprised if in 20, 30 years from now, we're getting another live-action version of them. I genuinely wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Stitch, How to Train Your Dragon, that's my 3. I don't think I need to explain it. Like, they're just live-actioning them, and I want it. I'm all for it.
Hey, this is a subjective list. This is what you're excited for.
Yeah. Because like this thing is like I'm not putting Lion King on this list when that came out. I'm not putting Moana on this list when that comes out. Like these two for me are the two. Like, love dragons. I love the How to Train Your Dragon thing.
I'll watch them when they come out.
Yeah.
On streaming.
Yeah, exactly. Like I might see one of them live, but I doubt it. But
yeah.
So that's my 3.
My number 2. Mickey 17.
Oh, okay. All right,
yep.
I thought this was going to be your 1. Interesting. All right.
Yep. Which, I mean, it comes out
in Friday, like a week. So yeah, I was going to say. It's great that we're doing this right now because I feel like a lot of our movies on the list are just coming out now.
Yeah. So Mickey 17 comes out May 7th.
Looks
actually,
great.
It came out... so it came out February 15th in Berlin now? It's a Berlin International Film Festival.
Okay.
And then it came out February 28th in South Korea, so it's already out in South Korea.
So Mickey 17...
Which kind of makes sense. It's Bong Joon-ho.
I
always butcher that name.
So Mickey 17, known as an expendable, goes on a dangerous journey to colonize an ice planet. That's the premise.
He's like in this like sci-fi dystopian thing where like they put him on missions where like he'll probably die, and they're like, it's fine because they just print a 3D print another one.
Yeah, that's the funny thing is like happy death, and then it's like him getting printed out again. It looks like it's gonna be a fully all around good movie. It looks like there's action in it. It looks like there's comedy in it. It looks like there's gonna be a heartfelt couple moments in it. I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's got Stephen Yeun, Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette, Robert Pattinson, Naomi Ackie, who I don't know. I guess she was in Rise of Skywalker. I don't know that. But yeah, big one is Stephen Yeun, who's killing it. Mark Ruffalo, Toni Collette, but Bong Joon-ho, jeez, like he did The Host. That was like an early Korean like creature movie.
That won a shit ton of stuff, didn't it?
Yeah, that was 2006, and that was like a straight Korean one. I don't think it really came here, but then Snowpiercer was this like breakthrough here.
Oh, Parasite, that's what I'm thinking of. It was Parasite.
Parasite,
that's the one that won a shit ton of stuff.
Snowpiercer was Chris Evans.
Oh, it's that okay?
On the train. Yeah, there's a show. I haven't watched the show.
I haven't watched the show either.
But Parasite kind of took the world by storm in 2019. So, and then Okja, which was a Netflix one, I never saw it. It looked heartbreaking, so I didn't watch it. It made me want to like the trailer made me want to like. Anyways, but so he's got like this really good catalog. So like I don't know. I think it's a safe bet that this movie is going to be pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, and like from everything that I've seen so far, I haven't seen a trailer or a piece or clip or anything where I've been like, okay. So I'm excited But yeah, like not in my top 10, not my honorable mentions, but it is one that I would be like, yeah, I'll watch that. You know,
We got
like
a new Pattinson voice. So
yeah,
what's not to
exactly.
be excited about?
You gotta love Pattinson.
Hmm.
So my number 2, The Accountant 2. I don't gotta say anything else. It's just
Fitting.
we already
Okay,
we already
cool.
talked about it. Yeah. No, I put that in my 2. I was like, it's. I could switch that and the last one. Honestly, I just from like I think that The Accountant 2 is just going to be a better movie than Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon will be.
Yeah,
But it's just
yeah.
it's one of those things. Like for me, it could be like I could depending on the day, those two switch.
Hmm.
So yeah, no, Accountant 2. It looks. We already talked about it. It looks great. Can't say much more.
Yep. So my number 1 is actually a big tie-in with 28 years later.
Oh.
It's Warfare. I don't know if this one you might not even heard of.
Yeah, I'm yeah.
Yeah,
Hold on a
so
second.
Warfare is an A24 movie. If you're familiar with A24.
Okay, I got it up right now.
A24, like all these kind of smaller budgets. They're not like they did, they're known for like they did Midsummer and like
Midsummer's
bunch
the
of
one, yeah. Based on
well,
ex-Navy SEAL Ray Mendez's real-life experiences during the Iraq War. Oh shit!
yeah. So there's actually been like documentaries about this exact I want to say conflict, but this exact mission that had happened. So there's like this is like a real thing. It's being directed by one of the guys who was there. But it's also co-directed, so it's written and co-directed by 2 people. One of the guys who was there, and then Alex Garland, who's doing 28 years later, and then he also did Civil War, which is another A24 movie. Didn't want to bring that up earlier because I didn't want to spoil my number 1 choice. So
fair.
So he did Civil War, which I thought was one of my favorite movies from 2023.
I think I've seen a trailer for this because Will Poulter.
Yeah.
Is that how you say his name? Poulter.
Will Poulter.
Yeah,
Poulter.
Okay, yeah. He's in it, and I think I've seen I remember seeing him in at least military.
Yeah.
Outfit.
So
Yeah.
It's got a stacked cast, bunch of up and comers. I actually have no idea how to say his name, but did you hear Reservations Dogs?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I
was an
can't
FX
help.
show.
Yeah, I can't help you with this name.
Yeah, the Pharaoh Woon Atai.
Yeah.
But he is one of the main characters. We have Cosmo Jarvis, which he's been in a lot of good stuff lately. He just recently was like one of the stars in Shogun, the FX show that was like show of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Kit Connor, not familiar with. Finn Bennett, he was just in the newest season of
True
Detective, which not a lot of people liked. I liked it a lot. James Gandolfini's son is one of the SEALs. Noah Centineo, who he was in, he's on this big Netflix show right now, and I'm drawing a blank. I just watched it. The Recruit.
Oh, so Kit,
Joseph Quinn, who's like in everything right now. Stranger Things. He was in Gladiator 2. So it's like just got this like stacked cast, and it's all happens in real time. So it's like a minute for minute movie. Everything is like real time.
A lot of so I wanted to look at Kit Connor because I was like, it sounds familiar, but at the same time it doesn't. And I went and just looked. So he's a big voice actor, but then also he's done a lot of or he's like done a lot of episodes where it's like Grant Chester, it's a British ITV detective drama. War and Peace, a British historical drama TV series. SSGB, a British drama series produced about the war. So he's done a lot of stuff that's involved with English TV.
He was a voice in the Wild Robot, which I haven't seen yet.
He's also been in Plague Tale Requiem. He voices Lucas in that. Interesting.
So, that movie I'm really looking forward to because I'm a shill. I'll admit it. I love like war propaganda movies.
Fair.
And but I think like if this is on par with like Civil War, which I like. So I remember when Jarhead came out, people were expecting like we were younger, but like Jarhead came out, people were expecting like this big exciting war movie, and then they saw it and they're like, "What is this?" It's like
that movie fucking rocked though. Like that movie.
Yeah. So to me, like Civil War was kind of like on par with like that because they're like we are expecting like this big straight war movie, and that's like not what Civil War is about. It's about like being in a conflict and not really knowing why it's happening, but it's happening, which is kind of like because you always look like not politics aside, like you look at like like the war in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, if you ask why were we ever at war, you can give like 5 different answers.
Yeah.
Right. You never really get a like.
You never get a
was it WMDs? Did they ever find any? No. Like it's this whole thing. So it's like, was it oil? Was it this or that? It's this whole thing. So like, imagine like there's a huge civil war happening in your country, and you're like, all you really know what's like what you're told, and like, but like if you're on the other, so I don't know. I just think was a very good concept, and it's like if that guy's at the helm of this with someone who was there, I think that's like a really.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, looking at, like you were saying, he was, so, written and directed, Ex Machina, Annihilation, Civil War. I mean, Men is also in there. I didn't see that one. Is that the one?
I heard Men was supposed to be, like, a big letdown, but, like, you can't have a perfect track record.
Oh, so it's
that was another A24, so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But, like, when he did that, but then also, films written, because he wrote films, he wrote 28 Days Later, Sunshine, Dread, 28 Years Later. So like,
my man loves Cillian Murphy.
Yeah, he's all about it. I'm intrigued. This is now that I know what it is. Now that I know, like, remember what it is. Now I'm all on board. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say watch that trailer after. It's a real gritty, like, suffer of a movie, but there's been because I think someone won a Medal of Honor at this thing. I could be wrong. Let me look that up because there was like a thing I've seen. Talks about it. Look it up because I'm pretty sure someone did get honor.
I'm just looking at some of the stuff for. All right, so my number one.
Yep.
And I don't think this will be a surprise once I say it to you. My number one is Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Okay. I saw that it was coming out this year, and I was just like, meh.
So the interesting thing is, like, so we've been giving some, or I've been giving some, like, the synopsis of everything, up until this point for a lot of the movies. This doesn't have one. Still.
Yeah. I mean,
all we know is this, is that, not much is known. The main thing we know is we're going to be introduced to the Ash people, aka Mangwan Clan? Mangwan Clan? They're led by Varong, who is being played by Una Chaplin. I am having so many names thrown at me right now. Who is this person?
We don't know how to read. Is what at the end of the day.
Okay, I know who she is. I know who this lady is. Not from any of these things. What do I know her from then? She looks familiar. She's been in Black Mirror. Oh, she was in Taboo. Okay, that's where I know her from. Is from Taboo.
Oh, I didn't watch Taboo.
So they're a leader of people who have gone through an incredible hardship. She's hardened by that. Basically, all we know is that it's like, we're moving on from, started with the Na'vi, then we went to the Sea people, and now we're going to, like, the Fire people.
As these same actors?
Oh, yeah. All the actors back from the last one. It's literally just the next step of it. The Fire Na'vi are what they're basically known as. It looks fantastic. Apparently they're nomadic to an extent. This is one of those things, like, when Avatar first came out, it was one of those things where I was, in high school? 2009, so I was in college. We were in the middle of college.
I was in high school.
Yeah, you were in high school,
I was a senior in high school.
Yeah, I loved it. Me and John loved it. We called it Dances with Smurfs. Yeah. The first one, because it's the premise. It's just Dancing with Wolves, just with giant blue people. So the fact that it came out then, and even today, the CGI and animation still holds up and is better than some movies that are coming out today, is insane. And now the fact that they've done better than that with the last one, and now we're going again, it's like.
So the first one was like one of the first like real like 3D movies where it wasn't a gimmick. Mm-hmm. It was like this very real thing. And then I saw that. I saw the newest one in 3D. Like that's That is a legitimate like go see that 3D movie.
Yeah, it's like this one's like it's like the one where people are like, oh well, so long because this was a decently 192 minutes.
It was long.
It's long, but it's one of those things like these aren't just the sit down, turn your brain off movies. This is we're going to tell you an actual story that has a start, beginning, middle, end, like that sort of thing. Like it has a full story in it. So it's like sit down, lock in, and just get prepared to fully immerse yourself. And I liked it because I liked the fact that we went from they're all the Na'vi. The whole world, the whole planet is Na'vi, but they're all so drastically different.
I mean, look at people on Earth. We're also drastically different. So,
and it was one of those things that I loved. They went through it, and then it's like showing their customs and how they do things, and so.
You don't have a tail. Where is it? Sorry.
No, I mean I genuinely am very intrigued to see what they do with this one. And then also apparently because I was just looking to get some stuff
up. Is Jake Sully in it?
Yeah, Jake Sully is in it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jake Sully.
I heard to say it once.
Apparently, Avatar 3 will have a title card saying that no generative AI was used to make this movie. Right off rip.
Very impressive if they use zero AI.
Right off rip. Because that's awesome. If that's true, and it's a rumor. Yeah, that was just all. But if that's true, that's awesome.
Even like The Brutalist, which is a big Oscar movie this year, which is not like a visually stunning movie. Like they used a bunch of AI in it.
Yeah.
So
I just realized, did I not do a thing? Nope, I did do a thing. Did I not do a thing over here? I didn't do a thing there. Minor details. But anyways, yes, that's my one though. I'm really excited for it. And like I said, out of all these movies this year, I think this movie this year is good for movies. I think there's a lot of solid hitters. For me personally, there's not this isn't a strong year. I'll word it like that. Like I'm excited for my top 5 that we just did. Okay. Some of the movies you said I'm now excited for, but I'm not sitting here like it's not like with knowing
we don't have like an Oppenheimer this year.
Yeah, there's no Oppenheimer. There's no for me. There's no Rebel Moon.
Is this coming out this year? The Odyssey?
No, Odyssey comes out next year, I think, because they're just starting to film that. I do believe.
So yeah, I mean that would be. I think if that was this year, that'd be.
If that was this year, that's my one. Like, I don't even think I would need to. 2026.
Okay, so
yeah, because as of right now, so if everyone that doesn't know. We are getting The Odyssey, the movie, by Sir Christopher Nolan.
Yeah.
The GOAT right now.
The boss.
I'm just going to list off just a couple of the names. I'm not even going to list off the entire list. I'm just going to list off a couple of them. Is that okay? You want to rip this? All right. Matt Damon is Odysseus. Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Lupita Nyong'o?
I think it's Nuong, but...
Robert Pattinson, Charlize Theron, John Barathol, John Leguizamo. Thank you. Elliot Page, Himesh Patel, Bill Irwin, Samantha Morton, Jesse Garcia, Will Young Lee, and it keeps going.
I just love that he always goes back to his actors.
Yes.
Because Himesh Patel is he's got a lot of up and coming movies. He's up and coming. He's got a lot of good movies. He was in Tenet very briefly, but he was still in that.
Oh, okay.
So they're always going back to him.
The one for me is that he was in EastEnders, which is an English soap drama, which is which for
a lot of people get their start there, right?
If you don't know, EastEnders started in 1985. Just as there is 7,076 episodes. There are actors in England that do these shows, and they this is their life. Their entire career, entire life is on this. The big one, now I'm going on the tangent, is Coronation Street. Coronation Street is one that my mom still watches to this day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So this is the crazy one. You know when Coronation Street started?
I've never even heard of it.
So Coronation Street, or Corey,
okay,
came out. The first episode was in 1960.
Mm.
11,506 episodes. If you wanted to start from the very beginning to the very end.
Is it like 5 days a week?
Yeah.
It goes. Himesh Patel was on EastEnders for 9 years.
Yeah. That when a lot of these characters, when they go on these things, like, it is a full, like, you're on there for years. Like, you see people like, there's some of these people that, like, I saw when I first, like, I was in England, like, they were starting their life in it, that have died recently, like, and their last roles were, like, in the show, and they just had to kill the character off in the show. You know.
My mom still watches General Hospital, like, from time to time, which is like a soap opera that's been on.
Yeah.
It's like
It's one of those. It's absolutely insane seeing it, because like I said, some of the characters, it's just like they live and die on this. Like, it's that, like. Ken Barlow is still in it. Jesus. I'm looking at the
General Hospital started in 1963.
Damn. Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah, and so how many episodes is that?
Yeah, that's. What was it? You said General Hospital?
Yeah, I'm not seeing an episode count, but it's got to be. Let's see.
15.
1,000?
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot.
Yeah. Send it. Yeah. So, you know, no, that's it's always, like you said, it's always cool seeing, bringing back people that they've worked with, and it's Christopher Nolan. You know, this movie's gonna slap.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
I mean, like, look at Oppenheimer. We're bringing it up again. Like, that was, like, at the end of the day, that's not an exciting movie, right? You think about it, you're like, oh, just the nerds building an atomic bomb.
Yeah,
like, respectfully. But, like, I thought that people were like, that was boring. I was like, I was on the edge of my seat the entire movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, and like, if you look at we'll just go director, right? Because there's only one movie he wasn't a director for, that he was helped with the story, and he was a producer on it. Outside of that, all of the movies he's been a director for, right? But, like, you look at this and it's like Following, Memento, Insomnia, Batman Begins, The Prestige, The Dark Knight, Inception, The Dark Knight Rises, Interstellar, Dunkirk, Tenet, Oppenheimer, The Odyssey.
I have a buddy who's big anti Christopher Nolan. He hates him.
I don't know how you can. I mean, I get it, because I'm the same way with some.
He's like, he's a fascist. I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah, no, I don't care. This movie's gonna slap. This, I'll say it right now. This is for going forward for next year. This is my one for next year. Don't even know what the list for films look like
I
next
don't
year.
care about Greek mythology, but that movie's gonna slap.
I mean, it's one of those things, like mythology movies are always gonna be dope for me, right? But it's like, I mean, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm just gonna look. I boom, clicked it. I'm already here. Aang the Last Airbender.
Okay.
In January of next year. Let's see here. I'm just going based off of names. So if I'm missing anything, I'm going to miss something. Apparently, they're doing The Cat in the Hat again. Okay.
They're bringing back.
Nope. Bill Hader is in it, so I'm assuming that Bill Hader will be the Cat in the Hat. Scream 7. The Mario Brothers movie 2. Street Fighter.
I need to give Mario Brothers another shot, because I saw it in theaters and I fell asleep, so I missed like half the movie.
The Mummy, Avengers Doomsday, The Mandalorian and Grogu, an untitled DC film, whatever. Masters of the Universe. Could be intriguing.
Who's gonna be He-Man? That's the question.
There's a lot of actors that, I mean, you're already not gonna like it because Jared Leto's in it. After he destroys your Tron property.
Dude, yeah, I don't have a lot of faith, but it's what it is.
Scary Movie 6 is coming out next year. Toy Story 5, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Minions 3, Moana, the live-action movie, then Odyssey, new Spider-Man movie, a new Insidious sequel, Clayface, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem sequel. Potentially my number one would be my number two. An untitled Jordan Peele movie. The Hunger Games Sunrise of the Reaping. We're getting a Chronicles of Narnia movie.
Okay.
All right. An untitled Jumanji sequel. Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh.
It's Dwayne Jumanji, not the. Okay.
I have one honorable mention because I saw the trailer for this. I saw a clip from it the other day. It looked creepy as hell. There, Peter Pan is now
I know exactly
licenseless, right?
Yep.
So they're making a Peter Pan horror movie, and I saw a clip from it, and it was creepy as hell.
He's like under the thing, like, come on, just come with me, come to Neverland.
Yeah. So, Peter Pan horror movie coming out this year.
I'm gonna tell you right now, as of right now, my top 3 for next year.
Oh, it's out. It's already out. I take it back.
Oh, there we go. My top 3 for next year is already done. Odyssey. In no particular order. Odyssey. Untitled Jordan Peele movie.
Yeah.
Dune Messiah.
Yeah.
That's.
Actually, tangent. Are you gonna play the new Dune game when it comes out in May?
I might. I'm not sure yet.
That could be a PC game for you.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like if it's the same one that I've been seeing some stuff of, it looks really cool. It also looks like one of those things where I gotta be like locked in.
Probably a little bit of both, but like,
yeah.
I'm gonna be playing it, so some of my buddies are gonna be playing it, so you got someone to play with. PC.
That's running around and doing just doing shit.
I think that would be. I don't know if that's gonna be on console anyway.
Yeah, I don't think so. But all right, so there's our movies for 2025 that we're excited for. Let us know what your movies are, if you agree with our lists, or if you hate our lists.
Kick rocks.
Yeah. So, last thing to say, any last final things?
Yeah, now I'm thinking about it. It's not like a huge movie year for movies.
Yeah, no, it's
unless there might be some weird ones that like are just art house that like we just completely like missed.
Yeah,
but
it's a solid, it's an okay year. It's nothing to write home about though.
Yeah, I mean there are a lot of good movies.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, my 5 honorable mentions, and then the ones you listed, and then some of the side ones we listed. Yeah, I'm excited for, but it's not like I'm gonna be, and it's not like the last couple of years where it's like I'm like, locked in on day one, ready to watch it.
Yeah.
Out of all these, that's the only one for me like that is Avatar, and that's in December, so that's probably gonna be the one movie I see this year in theaters. So, yeah.
Unless we drag you down here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, well, then second movie. So, but all right. So let us know what your guys' list is down in the comments down below. And as always, depending on where you are, morning, after, even night, stay out, trouble, stay safe, and we talk to y'all later. Okay. Bye.